What's going on, everybody? Another edition of What's Up, Flobo? That's a show where we sit and chat and hang and talk about what's going on in my life. I got to say, thank you so much for checking out this episode and all the other episodes. If you haven't already, check back right here on YouTube, youtube.com/Flobo Boys. Hit that playlist for all the What's Up Flobos. This is episode 181. There's a lot of them. And if you do, check them all out. Let me know which one's your favorite. And if you want to see more stuff I'm working on, you got to hit up the Patreon, patreon.com/Flobo Boys. I am a creative. I am supported by viewers like you. If you want to support, unlock bonus content, and get early access to things, patreon.com/Flobo Boys. And we call it the Boisterous Crew because we are boisterous, y'all. So, I mentioned this a little bit on What's Up Flobo After Hours this week. My guest was running late, and so I decided to basically do a preview of this week's episode of What's Up Flobo Classic. But I am back from Vegas. And if you guys know me, I love going to Vegas. I actually tallied up. This was my 47th trip to Vegas. People always ask how and why. The answer is I'm 4 hours away. That's less than a day's drive. And I go so often at a time. When I was in my 20s, I got a bunch of discounts. Now with the pandemic, that's not nearly as true anymore. And prices don't really come down as much because of that. But in my 20s, I can like spend 3 days there for like $300. And that was like a vacation, bro. So 47 was the trip this time with the Summerslam, which is the big wrestling event at Allegiant Stadium. 51,000 people were there. And as far as precautions, you try to be as safe as you can. Wore my mask everywhere. Thankfully, it was only about 95 degrees, which sounds ridiculous to say. But I've been to Vegas when it was 110, 115 even. Or it feels like 115. I'm not sure if it actually hits 115, but it feels like 115. And so it being 95 was toasty, but manageable to have a mask on, especially walking outside in the streets. I was fortunate enough at my row at SummerSlam. My row was pretty much empty, and there was like one person behind me, one person in front of me in the section I was. I went to the Las Vegas Aviators game on the Sunday night. That was a little bit more crowded, so I stayed for about 3 innings and I left. And at SummerSlam, I made sure to leave during the main event, which is kind of like counterintuitive to wrestling fans. And I wanted to stay, but I didn't want to be stuck with the crowd waiting to get out of a stadium. So I made sure to leave a little bit earlier. So not to brag about that, but what was cool about going to Vegas, a place I adore, to see wrestling, a thing that I adore, was that for the first time in a long time, a lot of my former coworkers at AfterBuzz, a lot of my fellow wrestling fans, a lot of my fellow wrestling broadcasters and commentators all descended upon Las Vegas. You see, as much as WWE gets praise or flack for how they run their business, I'm pro WWE. This is letting you know. When they have an event, especially of that magnitude, wrestling tends to gravitate towards it. People build shows around it and events around it. So it always has like this festival feel. And as a kid, I was a SummerSlam guy, even more than WrestleMania, because at SummerSlam, it was the end of the summer. And it was, you're going back to school. We didn't have school the next day, at least in New York, because we went to school after Labor Day. So you get your friends and hang out at your friend's house and watch wrestling because you were allowed to be up late. And then you went out and played because it was a sleepover type deal, which is pretty cool. And so I have a lot of nostalgia ties to that event. I always feel like they emphasize more the actual collar and elbow at SummerSlam compared to WrestleMania. That's just my personal opinion. So it was cool to see that. But there was a lot of satellite events. And in fact, I didn't have a ticket to the show till very late. I was going to go. I got the call from a friend a couple of weeks ago to DJ an event, Demandy's Donuts, featuring Sonya Deville and Mandy Rose, 2 competitors with WWE. And I said, sure, why not? And I left to go to this big wrestling event as a DJ. And that was cool to see that even in like the wrestling world and even in this community, I came as a DJ. I was still offering something from another part of my life into this one. You know, imagine if you were a basketball player, they happened to cut hair on the side and someone called you to be an emergency barber for someone. And all the people that you were cutting were like former basketball players themselves. It was like this weird, like cool loop, you know? And of course, I didn't even need to tell you I love donuts. I eat donuts all the time. So I was DJing this Demandy's Donuts event, seeing Chop It Up game with other wrestling fans and Vegas. It just felt like everything came together. Something I really needed for the soul. For a lot of these people, I hadn't seen anyone in the flesh in over a year and a half. So it was cool just to hang out, eat, drink, and be merry and talk about what makes wrestling so fun. And that really was the recharge I was looking for. Not necessarily relaxing in a hot tub, although I did do a bath bomb in my hotel room once or twice. Hey, but really just seeing other people who are grinding, who are working, who are doing the thing you do, because it's very easy to put yourself in a silo and go, what am I slaving away for? you know. Other news around the horn, the graduation day, my latest book release that came out August 10th is doing surprisingly well. Not saying that I didn't think it was good. It's just saying surprising because, with algorithms, you don't know who actually sees a post or sees an ad when you post about it. So to see everyone tag me when they get it and let me know what they think, it's pretty surreal in the best sense of the word. So if you have the book in your possession, make sure you drop a review on that Amazon. And if you don't, what are you waiting for? Make sure you cop a copy of Graduation Day. I'll put the link in the description down below. So you guys can get a copy and let me know what you think. It's basically a memoir, but it's the conceit as is, what if I had to give my old college a commencement speech? So lots of fun. I hope you enjoy it. I hope you laugh a little. I hope you go, a couple of times. As for me, I am dressed for therapy, physical therapy. Hopefully the last couple of times I have to go. My leg is feeling a lot better, but you can't really peace out. So you get doctor's orders. Now that does it for me. Make sure you check out this episode or the other episodes. Tell a friend about it. Call your mother. She misses you. I have to call mine because it's been a couple days. Yeah. All right, y'all. I'm out.